Hello friends, this is Dr. Mamta Jagannath Chirathi. I welcome you on my YouTube channel Dr. Mamta's Educational Plex. Friends, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe my channel and please press bell icon so that you can be connected with the new updated videos. In this video, we will discuss about solicitor's account. A solicitor. Solicitor is a man of law. He handles legal matters on behalf of others. He prepares documents. It may be partnership deed, it may be tenancy agreement, it may be a company's memorandum of articles. He conducts negotiations. It may be for the purchase or sale of property. It may be for the purchase or sale of a business. He prepares cases for filing lawsuits. The lawsuits may be for recovery of dues. They may be for compensation for breach of contracts. He gives legal advice. It may be on changing the articles of association. It may be regarding a minor's admission into a firm. Of course, solicitor do everything for a fee. So, a solicitor conducts negotiations, drafts documents, prepares cases for lawsuits, and gives legal advice. Generally, solicitors do not practice at court. They perform office work in law. The person who come to the solicitor for such legal matters are called clients. Just as a trader has customers, a solicitor has clients. A solicitor's main income is his fees. This is known as a profit cost. It is shown on the credit side of his profit and loss account. A solicitor's expenses consist of expenses of his own office and expenses on behalf of clients. The expenses on behalf of clients consist of purchase of stamp papers, postage, typing charges, traveling expenses, etc. Of course, expenses on behalf of clients are charged to clients. When the work is complete, the solicitor prepares a bill and sends it to the client. The bill shows the details of his expenses on behalf of the client and the fees for his own services. The client makes payment in due course. The total bill is known as bill of costs. The fees part of the bill is known as profit costs. Only the profit cost is the income for the solicitor. Now we will see the books of accounts. Solicitor maintains these books of accounts, that is cash book, petty cash book, client's disbursement ledger, bill of cost books, client's ledger, general ledger, work in progress, bill of costs and profit costs, final accounts, reserve for fees not yet collected. Now let us see all these books of accounts one by one. Firstly, we will discuss about cash book. A solicitor handles client's money as well as his own money. Therefore, he maintains two separate bank accounts. One is for client's money and the other is for his own money. It is because of this, a solicitor's cash book is ruled with two money columns on each side, clients and office. These two columns he has to prepare. The client's column is for recording amounts received as advances from clients and payments on behalf of clients out of such advances. It may be noted that money received from clients on account of bills are not client's money. It is solicitor's money. Therefore, it will not be recorded in client's column. The office column is for recording amounts received on account of bills and payments out of solicitor's own money. Sometimes the solicitor makes payments on behalf of clients but out of his own money. In such a case, the amount equal to payments made will be transferred from client's bank account to the solicitor's bank account. It will reduce client's bank balance and increase solicitor's bank balance. in cash book it will appear as a contra entry. Again, on the settlement of account with the client, transfer is made from client's bank account to the solicitor's bank account. This also appears as a contra entry in the cash book. The next book he has to make is petty cash book. This is for recording day-to-day petty cash expenses of solicitor's office and also expenses on behalf of his clients. These are the expenses out of solicitor's own money. There are columns for own expenses like stationery, postage, travelling, etc. There is an additional column for recording expenses on behalf of clients. This column is headed as clients' disbursements. Posting from this column will be made to the concerned client's account in client's disbursement ledger. But what about the posting of office expenses? At periodical intervals, the totals of the expenses column will be debited to respective accounts. Thus, day-to-day expenses are entered in petty cash book and their periodical totals are recorded in respective accounts. So in this way, petty cash book is maintained. Then we will see what is client's disbursement ledger. Expenses and payments on behalf of the clients are called disbursements. In this ledger, a separate account is opened for each client to record disbursements on his behalf. It is thus possible to see at a glance what amounts have been expended on account of each client. At the time of preparing a client's bill, the amounts shown by his disbursement account are charged in the bill. For this, an entry is passed debiting the client's personal account and crediting the client's disbursement account. Thus, the disbursement account stands closed. However, all the accounts in client's disbursement ledger are not closed. At the time of balancing the books, there may be several debit balances on various accounts in this ledger. These accounts represent disbursements when have been billed, when have not been billed. A list will be prepared of all such balances and the total of the list will be shown on asset side under the heading Client's Disbursement Accounts. It may be noted that amount received from a client for disbursements to be made in future is to be credited to client's deposit account. But amount received to reimburse disbursements already made by the solicitor should be credited to client's disbursement account. So in this way, client's disbursement ledger is being maintained. Then we will discuss about bill of costs book. This is like an ordinary bill book. There are two columns. One is for disbursement and the other is for fees. The disbursement column will be written up from the client's disbursement account in the disbursement ledger. The bills are usually submitted when the matter is completed, but in the case of lengthy matters, they may be submitted at intermediate stages. On submitting the bill, an entry is passed debiting the client's personal account in client's ledger and crediting the fees or costs account. At the time of balancing the books, the fees or costs account is transferred to profit and loss account. Now we will see client's ledger. This ledger contains the personal accounts of clients. There are three columns on the debit side of his account: disbursements, fees and total. The posting to the disbursement column is from client's disbursement account in disbursement ledger. Posting to the cost column is from the bill of costs book. Cash received from the client is posted to the credit side of this account. Rebate is allowed to a client. If any rebate is allowed to a client, a journal entry will be made debiting rebate account and crediting the client's account. At the time of balancing the accounts, the debit balance will be added up and shown on the asset side, and the total of credit balances will be shown on liability side. By this way, client's ledger are maintained. Now, general ledger, it contains accounts like furniture account, building account, capital account, salaries account, postage account, traveling expenses account, stationery account, and likewise such accounts. Now we will see one of the important terms, that is work in progress. The term is used for solicitor's fees in respect of incomplete matters. At the time of preparing the final accounts, the fees earned in respect of incomplete matters for which no bills have been rendered is brought into this account. It is done by means of an entry. Work in progress account is debited and profit costs account is credited. The work in progress account is shown on the asset side. In the succeeding year, when the matter is complete and the bill is rendered to the client, the profit costs account will be debited and the work in progress account will be credited. Now we will see bill of costs and profit costs. The total bill submitted to the client is known as bill of costs. It includes disbursements on behalf of clients and the solicitor's fees. The fees part of the total bill is known as profit costs. It is the income of solicitor. Sometimes total cost is used for bill of costs and cost is used for profit costs. Now, in solicitor's account, we have to prepare final accounts. The final accounts of solicitor consists of firstly profit and loss account, and then we have to prepare balance sheet. One term we must take care about is reserve for fees not yet collected. A solicitor cannot sue his client for the recovery of his fees. Of course, he can sue the client for disbursement made out of his own money. Therefore, a reserve equal to the fees outstanding and work in progress is created. This is done by debiting the profit and loss account and crediting the reserve for costs account. In the succeeding year, the reserve for costs account will be closed by transferring to profit and loss account. Then again a fresh reserve will be created based on the fees outstanding and work in progress at the end of that year. So by this way, the books of accounts are maintained in our solicitor's account. Now, we must take care of some special items while we are solving or while we are knowing about solicitor's accounts. There are some items I will discuss with you one by one in detail. A study of these typical items should be done in solicitor's accounts. Firstly, we will discuss about profit costs. Profit costs means the fees of solicitor. It is the main source of income to the solicitor. It is shown on the credit side of profit and loss account. The another term we use in our solicitor's account is clients for disbursement. Payments on behalf of clients are called disbursements, as we have discussed earlier. For recording disbursements, a separate account is opened for each client. These accounts are called clients disbursement accounts. I have discussed it earlier, but I will give a special focus on this point. These accounts are called clients disbursement account. At the time of preparing a client's bill, disbursements on his behalf are charged to him and his disbursement account is closed. But the disbursement account of client to whom bills have not been rendered remain open and show debit balances. Total of these debit balances is shown on the asset side under the heading Clients for Disbursements. They represent disbursements recoverable on the date of final accounts. Now we will proceed to our next term, that is work in progress. It is the name given on the fees earned on matters which are incomplete on the date of final accounts. It is just like rent or interest earned but not due. The next term we use in our solicitor's account is articled clerk's premium. The newcomer who is undergoing training under a solicitor is called as articled clerk. He is a learner. Solicitor's fee for instruction in profession is called premium. The portion of premium applicable to the accounting year is shown on the credit side of profit and loss account, and the portion relating to succeeding years is shown on a liability side. Then, reserve for costs not collected. A solicitor cannot file a suit against the client for the recovery of his unpaid fees. We have discussed it earlier also. Therefore, a reserve equal to the fees outstanding plus work in progress is created. This is called reserve for costs. The entry for reserve for costs is maintained as profit and loss account debit to reserve for costs account. The reserve for costs account is shown on the liability side of balance sheet. In the succeeding year, the reserve for costs account will be closed by transferring to profit and loss account. Then again, a fresh reserve will be created based on the fees outstanding and work in progress at the end of that year. Friends, I am discussing these points again and again because we have to give our special focus. We have to remember these important terms while we are dealing with our solicitor's account. So, to sum up our solicitor accounts, the treatment of typical item in our financial accounts may be summed as follows. For profit costs, we credit profit and loss account. For clients for disbursements, this item is shown at asset side. Clients for costs are also shown at asset side. Articled clerk's premium is shown on profit and loss account credit side. Work in progress, the opening balance given in trial balance, it should be deducted from the profit costs. Work in progress, if it is an adjustment, then it has to add to profit costs and show on asset side. Then reserve for cost, if it is in trial balance, then profit and loss account credit side, it has to be recorded. And if reserve for cost is implied adjustment, then the entry will be at the debit side of profit and loss account, and it should be shown on the liability side. So friends, these are the very simple things which we have to maintain in our solicitor's account. Friends, in this video I have given you the basic concepts of our solicitor's account and how to maintain the books of solicitor's account. So friends, please go through all these concepts and read them properly so that you can understand all the basic information regarding our solicitor's account. So keep watching and stay tuned. Please like, share and subscribe my channel, that is Dr. Mamta's Educational Breaks. Thank you.